What is going, good fellas, and welcome back to another video here on my YouTube channel. My name is Marvin, for those of you who are new, so make sure to hit the like and subscribe button if you like the video. Today we are watching a different type of video, not sports. We are watching today how high can we build? Because I think this is a very interesting question. Let's go.
Hey, VSauce, Michael here, and when the pyramids of Giza were built, the tallest was 147 meters tall, making them the tallest things humans had ever built.
And they remained that way for nearly 4,000 years.
It's crazy.
It wasn't even until the
Hey, and there are also people saying this was not made by humans. So in my opinion, they have a case, because this is really impressive to make such things, such buildings with just human power.
That we finally got around to making something taller, a cathedral in England. So does that mean that the Great Pyramids of Giza are the best, tallest structures of all time?
The boat.
Well, find out more.
The boat.
The boat.
So what is a building? Well, technically, a building is a structure in which at least 50% of its height comes from floor plates where people can live, work, chill out. It has to be habitable. Any less than that, and it's not a building, it's a tower. After the Lincoln Cathedral finally surpassed the height of the pyramids, a number of churches continued to be built that kept breaking and setting new records. The next long-term record holder was the Eiffel Tower. It was the tallest thing ever in history that we had built for about 40 years in a row. It was finally surpassed by the Chrysler Building in New York, a personal favorite, which was then quickly bested by the Empire State Building. Now, the Empire State Building is interesting in that it was the first structure ever built by man that was so tall, were you to jump off the top of it, you would actually reach terminal velocity before you hit the bottom.
What's terminal velocity? Probably, and this is what I've heard in physics, you have a certain amount of speed when you fall, and of course you need this and that amount of meters to fall and to reach your maximum speed, and probably this is the velocity terminal. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section what it is, because I don't stick to the English word for that, but I probably know what it is in German, but yeah.
It was the first structure we'd ever built that was so tall, rather than just continuing to accelerate as you fell, you would actually stop accelerating because you would reach the fastest possible speed your limp body can fall at. In the mid-1950s,
it's crazy,
something weird.
Imagine you fall that long and you don't get faster by falling, because this is I don't know, that does not really come to my mind. I mean, I know that it is like that, but it's hard to imagine.
Humans started to build radio and TV towers. These things could be way taller than the buildings that we'd made previously that had to be habitable. And so, ever since the Empire State Building had its record broken by a TV tower, all these other famously tall buildings, the Petronas Towers, Taipei 101, the World Trade Center, the Willis Tower, formerly Sears Tower, none of them have ever within their existence actually held the title for being the tallest thing we've ever built. There was always a radio or TV tower somewhere that was taller.
Wow. But if you guys want to see me reacting to maybe, I don't know, maybe there is a climber or somebody who's climbing that TV tower, and I should have to do a reaction on it, write down in the comment section. I probably do that, because that is also interesting to me, and I hold it back for you guys if you want to see it together with me. But this is insane. TV towers are taller than even the tallest buildings. This is crazy.
Until quite recently, and for quite a while, the record for the tallest thing ever built by humans went to the Warsaw Radio.
Hey, you don't even see the top.
It's visually incredibly striking because there aren't any other skyscrapers around it. It's all alone, being very tall. Well, that was until 1991, where some workers exchanging guy wires made a mistake and the whole thing started to bend and then snapped in the middle. There's no video of the event happening, but it would have been similar to this collapse, though much, much taller.
Okay.
After the Warsaw radio mast collapsed, the KVLY TV mast in North Dakota became the tallest still standing structure built by man. But recently, buildings have made a comeback, and to check that out, we're gonna have to travel to the Middle East.
This is the first time I've ever touched the Nile.
Ta-da! Okay, so that was me dipping my waterproof camera into the Nile. If you were to take the entire length of the Nile River and stand it up on its edge, perpendicular to the Earth, it would reach into outer space about this far. It's pretty impressive. But where does the space shuttle orbit? And where does the International Space Station orbit? This far away? This far away? Maybe this far away.
Hey, but this is impressive. Imagine you have like a river or maybe... Yeah, I probably think everybody of you guys have seen a river, and yeah, you just make it up, and then you don't even reach the space. Isn't that incredible?
Actually, if this pink, inflatable, horrible boss's ball was the Earth, the space shuttle would orbit about right there. It's incredible, but it's possible because the shuttle and the International Space Station travel so quickly. They travel so quickly around the Earth that instead of seeing one sunrise and sunset every 24 hours, they see 16.
What?
But don't be jealous. You can easily see more than one sunrise and or sunset in a day by taking advantage of tall structures. So let's take a look at the tallest structure, the current record holder for the tallest thing humans have ever built, the Burj Khalifa in Dubai.
Hey, and just look at that view. I mean, there are a lot of skyscrapers around that, but then there is the Burj Khalifa, and the Burj Khalifa is coming out so impressive, you know. This has to be so impressive. Imagine you're standing in front of it and you just look up and you cannot believe your eyes. And I think this is really a building that has exactly this.
The height of this building blows my mind. You can literally watch the sunset from the base of the building and then take a super fast elevator all the way up to the top and watch the same sun set again. In fact, the difference in timing between sunset at the base and the top is so significant, the Dubai Islamic Affairs Department actually had to make a ruling about when you can start and break your fast during Ramadan inside the building.
Oh.
People above floor 80 or higher have to actually wait to start eating 2 to 3 minutes after the people at the base because the sun hasn't yet set for those at the top. But before you head to Dubai to watch the sun rise or set twice in a day, keep in mind that the only height you actually need to see 2 sunrises or sunsets is the height of your own body.
This is also an interesting fact because that actually means, that your eyes are on one level and yeah, the sun is as fast as you go, maybe in a second or two, in the height, which means you have to start in the bottom and then go to the top to see it twice. Yeah, I just thought maybe you can go to a wall and then jump down and see it again, but it doesn't make sense. Sorry, this was my mistake. I take it back.
Try this the next time you're at a beach. Watch the sun rise or set over the water. Water is important because it won't have the terrain and hill issues that land does. Now let's say you're watching a sunset. Begin by laying on your stomach. Watch the sun set, and as soon as the very last little bit of the sun goes below the horizon, quickly pop up into a standing position, and voila, you'll see the sun's back, part of it's back, and it will set another time. If you take a stopwatch and record the time between the first setting and the second setting that you witness, and measure the height of your eyes when you're laying down and when you're standing, you can use those numbers to calculate the radius of the Earth.
Hey, this would be interesting to know if maybe the Egyptians or the Romans did know that. Because this is something new to me and I did not really thought about it, but it totally makes sense. And this is crazy if you imagine you can calculate the radius of the Earth with just simple maths and yourself.
Took this a little bit further by proposing the double sunset date. Take your date out to the beach in a cherry picker, and sure enough, it was calculated. Given the speed of a cherry picker, all you have to do is move about 6 feet up, and you can watch a beautiful sunset all over. To put things in perspective, the Burj Khalifa is nowhere near as tall as Mount Everest, but the tallest structure that we could potentially build wouldn't be as tall as Mount Everest. It would be way taller, like into space taller. Of course, the problem with building things that are really tall is that they get heavier and heavier and have to support their own weight. But only up to a point. If a structure was so tall that it wound up at the altitude of a geostationary orbit, it would start to feel a new force, not just a gravitational force downward, but all of a sudden this new centrifugal force up and outward. And so a building that tall could be stable through tension and more than 35,000 kilometers high. This kind of structure is known as a space elevator. Unfortunately, there aren't any materials known to science today that are strong enough to make building something that large feasible, with the exception maybe of carbon nanotubes or boron nitride nanotubes. Of course, if we went to a smaller celestial body like the moon, we could build one today out of stuff like Kevlar. There are a lot of different things that we have to be wary of when we build a space elevator.
So this means we are able to build up to 35,000, what is that, kilometers tall, if we have the right material for this, and maybe also to support everything by building it up, because we need to come to the point where it holds itself. I just say it like that, but hey, this is crazy input. I love that video. I love that dude. He must be a physic or really good into physics, I believe. This blows my mind and I love it.
Dodge space debris. One solution is to attach the Earth side of the cable to a boat in the ocean that can maneuver around and move the elevator away from dangerous obstacles. Another interesting point is that the taller the cable, the faster the far end of it will be traveling. In fact, if the cable is more than 50,000 kilometers long, its far end will be traveling near escape velocity, and simply walking outside could take you to the moon. But why build a space elevator? Well, because it would be awesome, but also for better reasons too. For instance, right now, in order to send a pound of material into orbit, it costs about $11,000. But with a space elevator, we could send the same amount of material into orbit for only about $100.
Okay, and now you have to imagine we have Elon Musk, and Elon Musk makes rockets available again, which means we just have to pay the fuel prices. Okay, I know currently, especially in Germany, they are really high, and probably that makes the price even higher for that materials, for a pound or whatever you are putting into the cosmos. But this makes, for example, a moon civilization or a Mars civilization possible. If we have like a space elevator, or it just makes it possible for the moon in this case, because I believe to Mars it's way more way more how to say it, way more distance than we have to the moon. But in this case, a moon civilization could be good, and maybe there are also resources that we need and yeah, maybe other materials, other structures that maybe can be used for building such a space elevator. Would be really interesting.
That difference is so significant that Philip Reagan has said that the first country to deploy a space elevator will have a 95% cost advantage and will possibly be able to control all space-related activities.
Yeah, and I think this is maybe a good reason to start maybe building something like that. I just think that it is really, really, really hard to like defend it, because, for example, if we're building it up here in my room and everybody just wants this because this is so valuable, it's hard, and I do not really think that you can defend it as a country or me as having this big object. This is just something that we can achieve by being united, everybody united in the world, and making this project for developing humans, or the human being itself, that we can spread around all space. But therefore we need to wait another couple of 100 years, I believe, until we have all peace, probably, in the world. I don't know, but this is another debate. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button if you want to see more videos. And yeah, that was it for my part. See you hopefully next time. Goodbye.